Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice basic figure class Wonder Woman. I don't know why I had to actually put basic class in there, but these are the basic, more scaled down figures. I guess presumably gearing themselves towards the kids. Wonder Woman comes with a shield, comes with a sword. She's not bad looking. I think the face is probably a little more on the rough side, but she was a little harder to find of the figures that they've released for the deluxe class or basic class line. Back of the package features pretty decent looking artwork or picture work of what the figure is going to be. Includes sword and shield. Other figures available, there's the Shield Clash Superman, which we've had a look at, Grapnel Blast Batman, which we've had a look at, and Battle Armor Batman, which we have not yet looked at. But stay tuned for that. This comes to us from the folks over at Mattel. Contents one figure, two accessories. Conforms to safety requirements of ASTM F963. Whew. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, however, we're going to get a better look at the basic figure of Wonder Woman. Some more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. For accessories, Wonder Woman comes with both a sword and she also comes with a shield. Very basic on sculpt, just one singular plastic that they used for the sculpt, and not painted at all. The details are pretty cool on it for a more simplified shield, and the sword looks pretty decent, but they're very light, and they have absolutely no paint application on them to speak of. You can take the figure, and the sword... I guess the sword, let's see which ones. She's got rubbery arms at least. I guess the sword we'll want to put in this hand. And then the shield, we can go ahead and put, it just kind of snaps onto her forearm. And there you have Wonder Woman with shield in hand. Not bad. Not terribly impressive, mind you, but not too bad. Let's go ahead and take the sword and shield just out of the way. We don't need them for the time being. Let's have a look at her face. Let the hate-filled comments commence. The figure is not bad. It's more basic, yes. The posability-wise, it's much more basic than the multiverse figures that we've already had a look at. But you know, all things considered, this is where the hate starts. All things considered, this basic figure, I feel almost has a better sculpt likeness to, was it Gal Gadot? Or Wonder Woman, of course, in the movie. She has a better sculpt likeness to her than I honestly think that the multiverse figure had. Spot, that sounds like a segue. That does sound like a segue. Let's move the figure to the side. Let's bring in the multiverse Wonder Woman. Now, I do note the fact that this one is a much more basic figure than this one has. This one is much more posable, paints a little richer on this figure. There's a lot more oomph going on for it. But to be honest, I find like this face sculpt looks more like Wonder Woman in the movie than this one does. This one kind of looks like, well, the eyebrows I think are a little too big on this one. I might have even said that during the review. But this one almost kind of has a, I don't know, I don't want to say like a Natalie Portman look to it, but there's like, facially, it does not look like her. This one I think looks a little bit more like her, although the figure's face is extremely pale, and there's not enough paint to it. If they could only have enlarged this face and put it on this figure, and of course given it this level of paint, I think this would have been a better figure, to be honest. If you guys disagree, that's fine, you can disagree. But yeah, I just feel like this one's a better looking face sculpt in all things, to be completely honest about it, than this one right here. Now that's, hey, hold the phone. Back that truck up there. This is not to say that this is a far superior figure, because the other one does have a lot more posability and a lot more going for it than this figure does. But still, you know, I gotta give it though, face-wise, I think this one takes the award for better likeness. Hair-wise, I think also is a little bit better too on this one. This one just looks more like Wonder Woman. Just more basic. Posability, that's where it suffers. This figure does not have the posability that the other one has. Shoulders do not hinge out, they only rotate. Yes, she does have a bend in the elbow. Yes, she does rotate at the forearm. And yes, no, not quite. Actually, that's not correct. She doesn't have a swivel point in the wrist, but at least she does have a rotation in the forearm and a bend in the elbow. No waist swivel. Mild, very mild articulation in the legs. You can't move the legs any further back than that. You can't also bend at the knee. So she is very, very basic. For another comparison, let's bring in Batman. There's Batman right there. And I guess if we're looking at the movie trailer, which is really all we have to go by so far, Batman's standing on the one side, not quite that gun, and Superman's on this side, not quite that shield, but there's the Holy Trinity right there. To be honest, actually, my favorites from this set so far are the Superman, or the Batman and the Wonder Woman. I think they just look good. Superman's okay. I think he actually is the weaker of the bunch. But they're not bad figures. They're more inexpensive than the multiverse figures. Multiverse figures get closer to the $20 to $25 price point. These figures scaled back at probably around $10 to $12, depending on, of course, where you find them. I just wish that they didn't have the plastic capes. I wish they had a little more posability to them. But I gotta say, the Wonder Woman actually ended up being surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Mattel Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. We're looking today at basic figure of Wonder Woman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots and more Batman v Superman figure reviews heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.